I put up on my Instagram that cum pig photo from a sketch I did years ago. Okay, look at that. Eli Roth, happy birthday to Q. Very fun. I put that up, and I said, today is my birthday. I want to thank my parents for all their support. This is what you created. Enjoy it. And my aunt wrote a comment, and the comment, let's not find it.
Let's not find it. Yeah, you're right.
And the comment was, and my cousin sent me the comment. The comment was, the saddest part is that you have your grandfather's name and you don't care at all, and you care nothing about his legacy. Very, very nasty comment. Very, very nasty comment. And you know me, I hate to bring family drama on the show. I hate that. You know, I don't do it. We can get this down. I really don't do it. Okay? My Aunt Kathleen, by the way.
Okay.
Comes for me on Instagram, brings up my grandfather, and insults me on the day of my birth. Now, let's get something straight, you bum bitch. Didn't you fake a drug overdose? Didn't you fake a suicide attempt? I keenly remember you faking that you overdosed on drugs and you were taken to a hospital in an ambulance in front of your mother who had just dealt with Grandpa's death. What part of Grandpa's legacy were you honoring with that behavior? What part of it? Do you remember that? I remember you going to a hospital and then having the entire family go worried about you. Not me, but other people, because I know what you're up to, you clown bitch. They went to the hospital and said, what drugs is she on, doctor? And the doctor goes, there are no drugs in her system. She literally pretended to be unconscious, so then an ambulance went to the home, put her in it, and drove her to the hospital, scaring her mother half to death. Grandpa's legacy. Okay, what part of Grandpa's legacy were you thinking about when you took his money for law school and then never practiced law and were fired multiple times by multiple law firms all over Long Island because you're mentally ill? Forcing your father to set up a pretend law office for you in your basement that you pretend to be a lawyer in. You added a phone line to the house to pretend to be an attorney. What part of the legacy is that? What part of the legacy is borrowing money from your more successful brothers and sisters and not paying any of it back while you sit around the house doing Percocet and drinking white wine? What part of the legacy is that? Are you honoring his days as a carpenter? Is that what you're honoring by sitting around and getting junked up on the couch, pretending to OD? And by the way, the life you live, you don't even have to pretend, okay? You can't even do that right. So I'm just wondering why you would bring up my grandfather, who I have all the respect in the world for, a legendary character, patriarch of an amazing family, rose from poverty, did all these things. Why come on my Instagram and say anything negative and bring up a guy who every day with your life and your choices, where is his legacy in mind? Kathleen, and I know you watch this, okay, in between reading Q drops and letting Fox News broil your already Vicodin-addled brain, okay? It's the wrong day, Kathleen. I'm the wrong one. You know that. I blocked you on the family. I got a new phone to get to the family fucking group text because you kept texting people about all the dishes they have to do when they come to the family parties. Bitch, no one's coming anymore. No one cares. I don't want to be near you. You should be in a padded room. How my mother is in an asylum and you have somehow escaped it is beyond me, and it's beyond everybody. You are a disgrace. Drug addict, potentially closeted lesbian. You've never moved out of the house. Nobody respects you. You are a pedophile, probably. You are gross around kids. Nobody wants you fucking taking baths with their fucking kids. You're a fucking weirdo. They gotta watch you like fucking Epstein. So don't keep my name out of your mouth, okay, pedophile drug addict? This is the fake business mug. And the fake business mug is not on sale anymore,
No,
is it?
it's
No,
still
it's
for sale.
not. Oh, it is for sale.
Till the 28th, yeah.
I just thought it was a bit rude how she came for me, brought up my grandfather, said something very nasty to me. I mean, what part of my grandfather's legacy do you honor by not working? This is a guy that worked every day of his life. So you don't work, you don't have a family, you steal money, you fake drug overdoses, you're a moral degenerate, you have no respect for people, you drive wedges in between people in the family, and you attack successful people in the family. My grandfather did none of those things. He was a devoutly religious, incredibly generous, brilliant, hard worker who raised an entire family. You are the exact opposite of all of those things. All of those things, okay? Every one of them. I blocked you. I got a new phone to get out of the group chat because I didn't want to deal with your constant terrorism or updating me like, hey, little Tom got his license. Who gives a fuck, dummy? Get a job. Get a fucking job. I have a job. Why don't you get a job? Stop worrying about who got their license. Nobody wants you near their family. You fucking freak. Where's your man, bitch? Where's your woman? Where's anything? What are you doing? I mean, let's get real. I mean, this is a woman who does nothing but attack. And by the way, fuck my fam. And I like some of them. But, and then my aunt goes like this. She goes like this. She goes, oh, well, you know, if I bump, she's told this to somebody else. She goes, if I bumped into him, I'd really give him a piece of my mind. How are you going to bump into me, bitch? I don't live in your kitchen, okay? You've never left. You've never left home. I'm in Malibu, ho. How am I going to bump into you, okay? Buying Tampax at the local CVS for your barren, childless vagina? How would we ever bump heads together? Keep my name out of your mouth, scumbag. You're a degenerate. You're a moral degenerate. This isn't even a podcast anymore. I'm talking directly to you. You are a failure and a moral degenerate, okay? Cum pig from a sketch a few years ago on my chest is a funny, dumb joke. You, my friend, are a disgusting nightmare that nobody wants to be around. You're a thief. You've stolen people's money. Haven't you, Kathleen? You've stolen money, haven't you? You know you have. Where's the money, Kathleen? Did you take it? You took all the money, didn't you? And then you go cry. And some people in the family be like, you're being too hard on her. Fuck you too. Hey, fuck you too. You think I give a fuck about any of you? Fuck you, bitch. I have a family, okay? It's Joe Rogan and Candace Owens, my mother and father. Give a fuck about you fucking clowns. Go do a fucking Irish step dance. I don't give a shit. This bitch is out of her fucking mind. You are out of your mind. Just bringing up my grandfather, my Instagram, trying to knock me like that. It's a shitty thing to do, especially from you, who's accomplished zero in your entire fucking life. So that's kind of how I wanted to start off the show. Because it's not the whole show, but I just want to, you know, get it out in the open, the way that I feel about this woman, who just every opportunity she tries to neg me, and she does it on a public forum. And I will do it now on a public forum too. So I apologize, and I would be worried that you'd sue me, but you don't know how to practice law. You're not a real lawyer, are you? Because you work from a basement. And you have pretend clients. You set up a Care Bear you had from when you were fucking 9, and you still have because you never left your house. And you go, hello, Mr. Care Bear, did you have a Dewey? Well, let's look at your options. You're a clown bitch. No one takes you seriously. You should be getting electroshock therapy. Bitch, if it was a years ago, you'd be Rosemary Kennedy. You'd have your, and I know, I'm not making fun of the mentally ill, but my mother's a fucking nut, and I know who these people are. And I know that your boyfriend, Donald Trump's out of office now, and trust the plan never happened. And, you know, you couldn't storm the Capitol because it's too far away from the fucking house you've never left. You're a joke to everyone. So if you come on my page again, I'm just going to do this again. I'm just going to keep reminding the hundreds of thousands of people that listen to me, some of whom who may know you, what an absolute scumbag you are and how much of a disgusting pig you continue to be for this all this time. So keep going at me, please. Please. I don't want anybody to feel like they can't go to an airport Kentucky Fried Chicken, which to me is what's left of this country. What's left of this country, if you are not insanely wealthy, is in the Miami airport, there's a Kentucky Fried Chicken and there's a Pizza Hut right next to it. And the Pizza Hut, the pizzas have been left under the warmer for so long that the cheese is all brown and it's like a scab. It's like skin. When the woman cuts it, she's cutting through the skin of a once great empire. And next to it, there are people that are eating chicken sandwiches before they get on a flight. Before it's the last thing they remember of America. Before they go back to Santo Domingo or wherever they're going, they get greasy fried chicken and eat it with mashed potatoes and macaroni and cheese before they get on a plane. And then they touch the plane seats with their greasy fingers. But I want everyone to have that experience. I don't want anyone to not have that experience. I want you to be able to take your kids to laser tag. I want your kids to be able to get addicted to drugs. I want you to be able to put them in a program. I want you to be able to become friends with the woman who runs that program, who's named Jennifer, who's a little fat, who's an ex-alcoholic but owns a bar. And you go, that doesn't really make sense, but whatever. You know, the kids really like her. And I want you to drop your kids off at that program every Wednesday. And then I want your son to tell you that he's really excited because he has a month sober and you're really proud of him. And you go out to a dinner and everybody's still very anxious because it's only a month sober, but it's still really cool that he did it, you know? And then fat Jennifer, the fucking weird ex-alky but still owns a bar that runs the program, is at the dinner too. And your son's 16 and she's 28. And then eventually, you know, you find out that Jennifer's pregnant with your son's child, okay? And she's going to have his baby. And instead of putting her in jail, you've researched the consent laws and you decide to just let it go. You decide to actually let it go. You decide to let it go because you think a baby actually might be a good thing and it might keep your son on the right track. You decide to let it go. You decide to let the molestation of your son at the hands of his drug counselor go. And you have that baby. And that baby is very cute and it's very fat and it's chubby and it doesn't know where it is. And you realize when you see that baby that this is the promise of new life. This is the promise of America, and this is the greatness. Your 16-year-old son was molested by his drug counselor, Jennifer, but he is sober now, and he's working construction. But Ron DeSantis has now instituted the E-Verify in Florida, which means your son can no longer work at the construction job. He comes home, and he's upset, and you can smell the beer on his breath, the cerveza. And he's angry, and you say, son, why? Why aren't you at work? You have a baby. And your son goes, because Ron DeSantis is enforcing E-Verify, which means I need a social security number in order to work. And you're like, fuck, this is fucked up. Shit, my undocumented son who's molested by his drug counselor, who had this very cute little baby, is working every day at a construction site, which has now been shut down because Ron DeSantis has instituted E-Verify, meaning that my son cannot go to his construction job to pay for the baby he had with his fucking drug counselor who molested him. What a uniquely American situation. And then you start going, well, what can my son do? What can your son do? It's so hard, right? He can't do anything official. So listen, he starts moving a little bit of weight. He starts selling drugs. And in the beginning, you judge him for it. You judge him for it because at the end of the day, you say, fuck, you know, isn't there anything else he can do? But then he starts bringing home some money. And then there's a new crib. And then he was able to actually pay for a new bathroom for you in your little house. And you're like, wow, this is kind of amazing. And, you know, at the end of the day, we have so much money now, even if he gets caught and locked up, which God forbid, ay Dios mío, you would never want to happen. Even if he gets locked up, you still have enough money to care for that little chubby baby that he got. And his wife comes around every now and then to see the kid. They're no longer together, which makes sense. I mean, these teacher-student things don't last. But she comes around and, You've smacked her up a few times. She's a drunk, and she comes there all sloppy and drunk with her tits out, and you go, listen, you're lucky you're not in jail, you fucking rapist. Pedophile. And you go, pedophile, in that, like, Venezuelan accent. And she comes around to see the baby, but you let her see her baby. And your son's finally making good money selling drugs because Ron DeSantis made him not a construction worker. And your son actually says to you sometimes, like, yeah, I used to fucking make the construction. Now I'm the king. And you go, actually, to be honest with you, he's doing very well. And your son sells all of this cocaine. And he starts actually, he's got this street team of kids doing it for him. And he's very smart. And he has this system where as soon as anyone gets caught, he kills them. So they don't rat on him. He actually kills them. They're 13, they're 14. He kills them all so they can't rat on him. And it's very heartless. But people are willing to take the chance because he's paying them so much money. He's paying them an inordinate amount of money to do this. They get much higher percentages than any street runner kids do, but they know they have the chance. If they get caught, they get rocked. And he uses younger and younger children because they evade the police. So he's using 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds to sell coke, and every now and then he has to kill one of them. And you kind of know this because you've heard it from people, but you refuse to really look at the ins and outs of his business because it doesn't really matter, And you remember coming to America, and you remember how hard it was, and you're still undocumented, and you've been cleaning toilets and fucking folding laundry, and you know how tough it is, and all you want is to have that American dream. And your son is ironically having that dream by building a cocaine empire, okay? And he's working with white people now and business owners. He's laundering money because they get involved too. And, he's hanging out with political people, and then eventually he gets U.S. citizenship. Your son gets U.S. citizenship by being a cocaine dealer and servicing very well. Because your son also, and I hate to say this, I don't want to say this, the children that are selling cocaine, he's also pimping out to high-end business people and political leaders. So your son is a human trafficker as well now. He's a human trafficker, and you hate the idea of that, but he's doing so well. He's doing so well. He's a human trafficker and a narco trafficker, and he's doing well, though, and he's getting respect, right? And then he decides to run for Congress. Your son decides to run for Congress, and you're so proud of him, and you're crying, and he gets elected, of course. Why not? He's an undocumented guy who became documented, who went through the process, who fought his way up. And, people don't really know exactly how he made his money, but it's just construction or real estate. And at the end of the day, when you're standing there, when he first becomes a congressman, and he's done it on the bodies of children, on the bodies of women, on the bodies of the poor, on the bodies of families. He's done it with drugs. He's done it with human trafficking. I want you to see when he takes that photo and that still moment in time where he becomes a congressman, he's done it just like everyone else has. He's an American now, and so are you. And I want you to have that experience. I do. I want you to have that experience as someone who comes to our country. I want your son to have that chance. And I don't know if it's going to work out like that, but I want your kid to have that chance of becoming a drug dealer, a human trafficker, and then a congressman. That's what I want, because that is the American fucking dream. Okay? That's what I want. We had a big problem with Airbnb, and I've been a big proponent of Airbnb, and Airbnb is $1 billion business, and it's valued at how much? I mean, they just had an IPO, right? Airbnb is this massive, it is just, it's $68 a share. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's $33 billion valuation as of November 30th for Airbnb. Yeah. Okay? Now it's targeting, that is December 7th, $42 billion variation for Airbnb, and we had a problem with Airbnb. We had a real issue with Airbnb. I have done nothing but be respectful to the people, to the homes that I rent. I have done nothing. You understand? I do not get bad reviews on Airbnb because I treat people with respect. Now, let's describe some of the issues. Number one, I was told I was going to a luxury compound in Joshua Tree. Luxury means something very specific to me. Okay? It doesn't mean necessarily stylized, high concept, and artistic. It means luxury. It means fluffy couches and nice carpets, luxury. I feel luxurious. You understand? Yes. We went to a nice thing in Joshua Tree, which is the place where all people in the tech industry go to take mushrooms, and people that work for ICE go and have, to take DMT and figure out how to build stronger cages to put kids in. It's great. It's for people having revelations. So we go to Joshua Tree, which is really it's a litter box for drug addicts. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's a litter box for drug addicts. And I know that a lot of people like it, but that's what it is, and that's who you are. So we go to this litter box for drug addicts, and they've stuck a little house on the edge of the cliff, and we can all go see the desert and, take a bunch of drugs and see Satan or whatever. And we get into the house. The furniture in the house is like, it's all, of course, these are two white women. I believe they're lesbians. I don't want to say that they're lesbians. I don't know, but their names are stupid. Like, one of them's name is Mila. It's a stupid name. You're a ridiculous person, okay? You accuse me of breaking a cactus? How do you even do that, you goofy bitch? Shut the fuck up, okay, you slob. So I walk into your fucking house, which you can't even sit on the fucking floor. I got fat people here. They're 400 pounds. How are they going to sit on your cowhide chair that's a little thin thing of fucking leather? What are we supposed to do? This guy's 900 pounds. What are we going to do here, okay? Every piece of furniture can't sodomize the guest. You have to have some fucking chair that works, like an actual fucking chair. Throw a beanbag in there, okay? Not everybody's a 90-pound lesbian on ayahuasca that can perch on a fucking bird cage for the whole night, okay? You freaks, listen the fuck up. Talking to you. People are going to rent your house that are actual people that need actual furniture to actually sit. Not everything's a fucking trip to hyperspace. There's actual 3D reality that some of us have to fucking live in. So we went there, and I was not thrilled with the decor. And I told you that. It was very white. And these white bitches, they just steal Native American culture. And I'm not even a culturally appropriation guy, but they just steal this fucking culture. Right. They put these weird little buffalo head skulls everywhere, and, lavender oil. And what am I going to do? Lube my ass with it? What is this? So we go in. It's all white. The fireplace doesn't work, of course, because the insurance company won't insure them. Mm-hmm. Everything's freezing. The hot tub is freezing. Yes. Unhappy, right? Mm-hmm. The fucking lockbox. We got to fucking attack it to get the key out. So we're there in the house, and we do nothing to the furniture. We literally don't damage any of the furniture. They have these kitchen stools that are concrete slabs. Mm-hmm. Mila, we work so hard for the... Shut up. Get a job. They're a concrete slab kitchen chairs, high-top kitchen chairs, okay? Mm. That are like art pieces. These are not chairs. Right. And they have little stools that are made out of what? What was that? Like hollowed out, so like marble or
the marble petrified wood.
Petrified wood, or I don't know what it was.
It's just tall though.
It's a little stool that you're supposed to sit. It's a tiny little table where your ass can't even fit on this small little thing of wood that you have to sit on and eat. I don't even know what, right? So they just want you doing drugs. You walk in, there's a big mortar and a pestle there. Yeah. I don't know, like, just crush it up. Just crush it up and do it. Get it into the bloodstream. And that's fine. Listen, I get it. I got take the shrooms. But some people want to have a nice meal there. We treated that house like it had never been treated. With wholesome American food. We went to Vaughn's in the desert, and we got burgers and Bush's baked beans. And we cooked baked beans. And yes, beans explode when they're hot.
Yeah.
Whose fault is that? I didn't come up with the idea for the bean. They explode when they're... And then we wanted Gorton's fish. We got the Gorton's fish, which is very nice. The pre-breaded Gorton's fish and some tartar sauce. So baked beans, Gorton's fish with tartar sauce, cheeseburgers, and then 7 pints of ice cream so we could try. Yeah. Just have a little ice cream testing. And we left a few dishes...
In the sink?
In the sink. A pot of exploded beans.
Yeah.
An extra tartar sauce I didn't even use that I said you can use. Some ice cream. I mean, the smell of the house was fish and bean.
Yeah.
But that's not my fault. You can have a cleaning crew. She's like, the cleaning crew complained. What is it? My fat maid over there probably complaining. But it's like, well, why are they complaining? They're supposed to be cleaning. Their job is to clean. Okay? So this bitch then texts me. She goes, our cleaning crew had a heart attack, LOL. So I'm like, okay. And then she goes, but please give us a good review so we stay on Airbnb. So here's the deal with Airbnb. We review each other. We don't know what we've said. If you're going to come reach out to me and ask me for a good review and acknowledge that the cleaning crew is like, oh, we got to wash some dishes. I'm like, okay, they're not mad. We didn't do anything. There's some dishes in the sink, but it is what it is. I paid a $400 cleaning fee.
400.
You stupid cunt.
Yeah.
Jonah and Mila. You fucking pigs. I'll burn your fucking house down. By the way, anyway. I texted them that. I texted them I was going to burn their house down, and I sent them a gif of the Simpsons house burning. I'm like, I know where your house is. And they're like, are you threatening me? I'm like, let's just see what happens. I'm like, stay safe out there, you stupid desert dykes. I will have God Hates Fags church outside of your fucking house every fucking day. I will call, who is the people in there? Who are the names?
Westboro Baptist?
Yeah, Westboro. And who are the names? Fred Phelps, the Phelps family.
Yeah.
I'll get the whole Phelps family, not the cuck that went on Rogan, the rest of them that stayed true. I will get them out there every fucking night to fucking yell at the people renting your stupid drug den. Anyway, so I responded to her by saying, no one broke anything. Your house sucks. Because she said I was a bad guest. And then people are like, did this really happen? It's like, yeah, it really happened. I said, the furniture is unusable. You're not artists. Your home is wildly overpriced. True. You begged me for a good rating and then trashed me. The cleaning crew complained about cleaning. Who's your cleaning crew? There were some dishes. That is all. I don't really care about your reviews. I don't rent out my home to strangers like an animal. Good luck with everything in the future. The place is a dump, and it looks like it was furnished by drug addicts, which I imagine you are. Please get the help you need. If you want me to take you to an AA meeting or an NA meeting, I will. Go to IKEA. Get some actual furniture, which hopefully you can afford. Not everything has to be an art piece. And feel free to use the tartar sauce I left behind. Later, pig. And that's what I wrote to them on Airbnb, and no response. And then I sent a few that could have been considered quasi-threatening messages, but they were not threats. They were an art piece, like your furniture. They're not meant to be sat on or taken literally. I was doing an art piece. Yes. You see? It was all a metaphor. And it angered me because she shit on me publicly on Airbnb, which anyone can see, truly. And now I look like the bad guy. Jonah and Mila. Fuck you. We didn't do anything.
Dishes were in the sink. The hot tub wasn't hot. You already paid $400 for a cleaning
If we're
fee.
not supposed to eat the Gorton's fish, why would they sell it at the supermarket? I'm not getting fresh fish. I trust the Gorton's fishermen.
Yeah.
And it's a lovely, if you've ever had a Gorton's, they're lovely.
Very good.
And then the McCormick tartar sauce goes very well with it. It pairs very well.
I thought so, yeah.
I'm sorry I wasn't doing speedballs in your bathroom like the rest of your guests. You fucking pigs. You've done nothing but create a fucking satanic vortex for people to sin. And I didn't take part in it. I made bowls of baked beans. I will not tolerate being disparaged publicly like that. And this good man he did nothing wrong. He slept in a room where the sun hit him directly in the face.
As soon as it came up, yeah.
Because there were no fucking curtains.
Yeah.
Because curtains are too basic for these fucking hoes. And I hope they hear this, by the way. I hope someone in your garbage life shows you this podcast. You are nothing. Do you understand me, you clowns? Look at your Airbnb picture. You pose with your fucking dogs. You're clowns. You are not interesting and you are not an artist. You are failures and you are drug addicts. And I'm telling you right now, if you had any clue the holy hell that was about to rain down on you, you would fucking run. You would run out into the desert and sacrifice yourself. Because every day, I swear to Christ, every fucking day I wake up and I think about how to destroy you in that shithole. And I'll figure it out. And see, this is what I mean about the cops can't call me out on this because it's my right to kind of vent these frustrations. And I can't because they can't knock on my door and say, hey, did you say you're going to kill these two dykes in Joshua Tree? I can't. This is what I mean. Do you see in real time I'm proving my point from the beginning of the show? That's why the show is entertaining and it's informative because the reality is we're all having these thoughts all the time because what I really want to do is gas these two in their house and watch them just I want to watch them fucking climb over their shitty art house furniture and get to the fucking door and just they can't get any breath and then fall and then just walk in and I want to piss on their corpses, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to talk about it. Do you understand the difference? And if putting on a Hispanic accent made me feel a little better, if being a little exotic made me feel better, if pretending to be an Eastern European or pretending to be a Russian or pretending to be Asian, if that made me feel a little better, if it got me through my day, if it decreased the chances that I was going to go back and burn this fucking shithole down in the middle of Joshua Tree because they've wronged me, if that made me feel a little better, then what the fuck's wrong with that? What is the problem with that? I'm not putting pig heads on Pelosi's door. I just want to go, hey, como se dice cucumber? I don't know how to talk in the English. I don't know how to do it. So what's the fucking problem out there? Pick and choose your battles. Do you understand? And I hope, and this show's a big show, I hope to God someone shows it to these people. And I will get in a high-profile war with both of you ladies. Okay? Because I'm a faggot too. Okay? You can't do that straight white man shit on me. Okay? I will suck a cock in your house and then burn it down. I don't know what that'll prove. It sounded more progressive as I was saying it. It actually sounded quite hateful as I was saying it as well. My point is this. Stop. There's nothing worse than lesbians who think they're artists. You're not. Just build a fucking shed, you apes. Airbnb is really disrupting real estate. And I know a lot about real estate. I just did a little fake business. Now, you know that I do this. A lot of the audience don't know that I do. I do fake business. I call up realtors all day when I'm bored, and I pretend I'm a realtor and that my client is very interested in their property, and I ask them lots of questions about their property. I just did it with a commercial property on Palm Canyon Drive. I said, hey, this is Tim. I have a client of investor that's really interested in the property. What are we looking at per square foot? And what are some of the local restrictions we should know about? And, you know, these whole things, they go into this whole thing. They go, well, you know, they don't want a coffee shop in there because Starbucks, there's a competing business clause. So Starbucks doesn't want a coffee shop. This is how the corporate takeover of America is, by the way, because when Starbucks moves into an area, they go, yeah, we don't want some independent coffee shop opening. Not all areas, but a lot of them. We don't need somebody slinging lattes for less than we are. So the guy goes, well, there's a Sprint store, so we can't do a competing business, blah, blah, blah. And we talked about it. There's a lot of parking behind. I said, thank you. I said, I have an investor, but he's very concerned about, you know, the competing business clause and everything like that. And I was on the phone with this guy for about 10 minutes. And he said to me, oh, Tim, that's cruel. Their time has value. No, it doesn't. And I will continue to do fake business because I like doing fake business. It's one of my favorite things to do. I like to call people and I like to lie about who I am and what I do. And then I like to see how they conduct business because on their end, they're conducting real business. I'm conducting fake business. Now, never the two shall meet. We've gotten to the point where one of my clients who doesn't exist was almost going to put an offer on a house. This was last week. I've been on the phone with this realtor for like 45 minutes, 3 times in a row. I've had to block her finally. She doesn't know what happened. Sometimes I have to block the people because fake business gets very intense. Fake business, people start drawing up contracts. I mean, she was calling appraisers. She was going to have inspections done. You know, I was representing a very motivated overseas client. Now, sadly, that client died of coronavirus before we could go see the property. That's not my fault. And I tried to explain that to her, but she was kind of confused and started saying, oh, this, you know, blah, blah, blah. Are you real? Is this real? Cops, FBI, whatever, blah, 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 blocked. I'm helping train these professionals. Do you understand? Yes or yes? By calling them, people need practice. So this schmuck over there on Palm Canyon, I did use my real name, by the way. Like, this is Tim Dillon. And sometimes I make up a firm name. Sometimes I use a real firm name. Sometimes I just say, this is Tim Dillon with Futures. He goes, what? And I go, Futures Investment? And he goes, okay. You just go, okay. You go, yeah, all right. I go, yeah, you got a commercial listing on Palm Canyon on the corner. I'm wondering what we're looking at price per square foot. What's the parking in the area like? What's the competing business clause? Well, any local restrictions we should know about? I have a team of investors that are looking to expand into this area. Many of them, sometimes it's a franchise, sometimes not. But I'm just, you know, it's an investment group. They're very interested. They love the visibility of the location. Oh, he goes, it's a great location. So they love the visibility of the location. And see, right there, we're beginning to do fake business. Because then he goes to his wife and he goes, hey, I just got a call from a guy that may be interested in this. And then he tells his secretary and then he tells his partner. So I'm in. And I'll give him a follow-up call later tonight. I'll have 10 more bullet point questions before I bring my investors. And I do this. Now, a lot of people I was explaining to someone at dinner that I do this. And they go, that's horrible. I said, why? I'm doing fake business. They go, why? I said, I like doing it. So I don't have a real estate license and I can't do real business, but I at least can do fake business. They said, that's pretty sick. I said, maybe you're sick because I want realtors to get the best professional. You golf a lot, right? Mm-hmm. When you golf every day, are you better at it?
Yes, absolutely.
Now that doesn't now even that includes going to a driving range.
Sure.
Right. Correct.
Right.
Sometimes I see golfers swing clubs in their backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Helps. Doesn't matter if it's real or fake. What matters is that this guy's going through the next guy to call him might be real. But I'm going to beat that guy out. I'm going to do a competitive offer because I conduct fake business well. And many people don't. A lot of people do things. People go on fake diets. I've done a ton of them. People do all kinds of things that aren't real. People are fake comedians. Mm-hmm. They pretend to be a comedian for a decade and impoverish themselves and live on a floor and walk dogs. Fine. That's all. When you go home to your family for Thanksgiving and you go, I'm a comedian, they're eating and they're like, no, you're not. You're a pretend comedian. You're a fake comedian. Right. I am a fake real estate investor, and I will continue to do fake business. So if you get a call from a guy that sounds like me, just be forewarned. The deal's not closing. The deal's not closing. I have an interest in presenting myself. I have a lot of clients when I do fake business. They're very busy. Many of them are overseas. They cannot handle. I mean, we should probably get the phone, do a little fake business right now. Maybe we get our phone. Can you get the phone? Let's do a little fake business. Because I don't think people understand what I bring to the table and how good I really am. Do you have is that my phone? Yeah. Let me call this guy back. How do we get him in the Roadcaster? Is he in the Roadcaster?
Hello?
Hey, Adam, Tim Dillon, how are you? We spoke about the property on Palm Canyon a few minutes ago.
Yeah, hey, Tim. How's it going?
Good, buddy. How are you? I wanted to know if there's a list of the competing clause. My client's asking me if there's a list of businesses, whether it's Starbucks, Sprint, things like that, that we could kind of figure out what the restrictions are, just so I could kind of email that to them because he wants to show it to his investors, if that's possible. Also, is there a way they can get out to see the property maybe later in the week?
Yeah. I live about 4 minutes from it, so not too difficult. I will just go to the center right now and send you a quick list of all of the businesses that are in there already.
I would appreciate that. Let me ask you a question too. How long has this property been on the market? I haven't looked it up yet.
Yeah, I've been marketing it for maybe, I just signed it like right when COVID hit, and then I delayed it for like 2 or 3 months. So I'd say maybe like 2 or 3 months now.
Okay, and before you had it, was it sitting there for a while or no? They always like to know these things.
Yeah, I know Banner Mattress was there up until recently.
Okay.
I know there's a mattress firm like right across the street.
Yeah, I saw that. Would this be a 5-year lease or what are they looking for in terms of commitment?
Yeah, it really just depends on the tenant and the rate, things like that. Obviously, the longer the commitment, the better we can do on the rate. I think they're open right now.
Okay, and I imagine they're
minimum 5 years.
And I imagine they're open to some form of negotiation given the climate.
Of course.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that.
We're here to do deals.
Yeah, me too. But I mean, me too. It's a little wild out there, Are you guys mainly commercial? Or you do any residential?
I do a bit of both.
Okay, good. Yeah,
you got to be kind of a generalist out here. So.
I agree. Yeah, a lot of people are starting to get interested in this area, and I think it's because LA's had a lot of problems, and a lot of my clients. I do business primarily in Los Angeles, and a lot of people are starting to look at this area, and a lot of them are excited about maybe jumping into something here, because the high season, I imagine it's January through June?
Yeah, January through April is our high season.
Right.
But pretty much like right now, like September through April, so we kind of have like a shoulder mid-season,
Right.
which is September through December.
Right.
And then January through April just crushes, and then Coachella is obviously, and Stagecoach are in April, and that kind of, and we have Memorial Day weekend, July 4th, even during the summer, we do pretty well.
Of course, I appreciate that. Well, listen, I have you guys. I have your website. I'm going to shoot you an email, just again introducing myself, and then if you could just get me a list of some of those competing business clauses, just so I can show it to them, and hopefully they'll get out to see it sometime next week. They're super interested. One of them lives out here in Rancho, and they pass it all the time. So they had me just kind of reach out to you and see what was going on. But they're pretty motivated. And again, I think it's all about, how restrictive those clauses are.
Yeah, I think they're going to be pretty flexible. So I'll shoot you the businesses.
Yes.
And we'll see if we can do something, okay?
I appreciate it, Adam. Thanks a lot for your time.
All right, thank you.
So it's fake business, and I'm doing it well. Let's be honest. I'm doing it well. I'm protecting the interests of my clients. Am I not? Am I not protecting the interests of my clients when I conduct fake business? My fake clients are important and they need to be protected. I want them to have the maximum amount of freedom in any given situation. You understand? Start doing fake business. It'll change your life. I'm telling you that right now. Start doing it. No one can start. You don't need a license. You just need a phone and a computer, and you can start doing fake business. Set up a fake email address. I have one. Start doing fake business right now. It's the gateway to real business. Are you bored? Are you sitting around at home? You don't know what to do? Build a fake empire of whatever business you choose. You don't need any type of license to do this. You can just call people and be the person you've always been meant to be. I think I have always meant to be sort of a rainmaker, putting together deals, guy with a six-pack and a huge cock, fucking people of every gender, doesn't matter, maybe connected to intelligence, maybe not, power broker type of guy. And that's what now, of course, I'm not that. I'm negotiating commercial real estate mattress transactions in Rancho Mirage. It doesn't always, fake business doesn't always work out the way you want it to. I want it to be fake CIA. I can't do that. But I'm a fake realtor in the fucking desert. Even your fake life will not be as great. You see? Even in my pretend life, I'm just a shitty realtor looking to sniff out a buck. But I know who I am. I know who I am in my real life and my fake life, and that's what's the most important thing. Set the expectations for your fake business high but reasonable. This is my advice to you. Gary Vaynerchuk tells you to start a real business. Oh, I say no. I say start a fake one. Start a pretend business. You can do everything that you will do in a real business. There's much less risk. Sure, these people get upset after a while, after you've called them 17 or 18 times. You have to make up stories about what happened to your investor, why he didn't show up to the showing, you were in the hospital. It's easy to do. I'm just telling you it's important. Oh, Tim, these people's time is valuable. No, it's not. No, it's not. They love it. All they do all day is talk to 90 people. One of them signs a contract. I'm one of the fake people. Until the contract is signed, all business for intents and purposes is fake business. And I am one of the best. And that's what I've been doing here to keep myself sane. I mean, right now I'm negotiating a strip mall in Connecticut. You see? It's much more complex because there's many different storefronts. You see? See what I mean? As you get better at fake business, you have to start looking things up. You got to know tax numbers. You got to know profit and loss. I mean, you got to really know your stuff. If you want to start talking to I have some real deal people I talk to. They're legit. They make real money. And they think I'm a realtor. You know? They think I represent an investment group. So that's what I think you should do. If I had to choose how you spend your time, it would be that.
What is being an American to you?
This is what being an American means to me. When I was a young boy, I went to my friend's sister's house who was mentally retarded. She was not diagnosed mentally retarded, but she was incredibly dumb. She went out. She left us there. She said to us, do not leave. You can order Domino's and watch films. We said, wouldn't it be funny if we left a fake ransom note for her? She won't believe it. She's not that stupid. So we went to the park to smoke a pack of cigarettes we had stolen from his mother. And we left a ransom note that said, I kidnapped the 2 kids. If you want them back, show up to this intersection with money. Well, this moron called the police because she actually believed that we had been kidnapped, and she started hysterically crying. And she called the police, and we didn't know what to do. And we eventually walked back to the house while the police were outside, and she was crying, and she grabbed us and hugged us like she still thought that we had been kidnapped. And she had called my friend's mother, and my friend's mother knew what was going on, and she was very angry. And she pulled up outside the house, and she looked at me and my friend, and she goes, I can't believe you would do this to your sister. And then she turned around, and she looked at the girl, and she went, you are a fucking retard. That's what being an American means to me. You see? Everybody has a different version of the joys and the promises and the challenges of this land. But that story really encapsulates it to me. I don't give a shit about this owning property and any of that other shit. But when she looked at her and said, you are a fucking retard. How stupid are you? I mean, it just made me happy. And it was the summer. It was a nice, it was a nice summer memory. But to me, America's about having an abortion with a gun. It's about eating a sandwich that's made of a sandwich. It's about being on a boat, getting fucked by a boat on a boat. It's about hitting a dog and, unlike you, not adopting it, driving on. That's what America is about to me, you know? Mm-hmm. It's about drinking gasoline and lighting your inner fire. It's about crushing pills on a CD case and snorting them to feel good. It's about finding friends that you only are friends with because they have drugs. It's about getting a job you hate in the hopes that one day you could get a job you hate that pays more money than this one. It's about finding someone to fuck who hates you. Being an American to me is about traveling without truly ever leaving. Never really appreciating anything, being handed stuff, getting a lot of things you don't deserve and nothing you do. Being handed things, squandering opportunities, always attacking others, blaming, never being introspective and looking down deep in yourself as to why you are where you are or how you could have handled things better. Being an American to me means being entertaining at all times, even when killing someone. It means that everything in life should be a spectacle, kind of an O.J. Simpson trial. Everything. From your divorce to an argument at breakfast. Everything should at all times be insane. Nothing should truly make sense outside of the idea that it is all entertaining and for sport. Being an American to me means being inconsiderate in a very considerate way, meaning offending people only once you've gotten to know them pretty damn well. Knowing the buttons to push and pushing them. Being an American to me means figuring out that everything's full of shit when you're about 9 and oscillating between drug, food, sex addiction, and the mismanagement of your money to handle it. Knowing at any time that your government has orchestrated many different attempts to kill and enslave you, and still enjoying Top Gun. It's a good film. Being an American to me means never feeling sorry for a feral cat, knowing that it'll figure it out, just like you will. Being an American to me means looking at a disabled person and knowing somewhere down deep they deserve it. Oh, God. Being an American to me means you can summon up a murderous rage at the slightest inconvenience. If someone refuses to seat you in an appropriate period of time at a restaurant, praying that they get into a car accident where they bash their head off their glove compartment and they live to deal with the debt. Being an American doesn't mean wishing death on someone. It means wishing bankruptcy multiple times, that they have to go in and out of court. It doesn't mean wishing they lose their children. It means wishing they have to raise them. Being an American to me means everything and also nothing at all. We're a country of 350 million people. Being an American means watching people from all walks of life, all corners of the world come here and learn to be a psychopath. Being an American to me means being jealous, vindictive, petty, hostile, vicious, cowardly, brave, also being a liar, being a cynic, but being ultimately hopeful that one day the people you agree with kill everyone else. Being an American to me means concerning yourself with tunnels of children under the ground or government controlling the weather, but never with your actual position in life and who's fucking you that can actually reach out and touch you, because they're out there. Being an American to me means understanding that TGIF was a good group of shows on ABC. And yes, the kids got raped. Being an American to me means understanding that Wendy's in the 1990s was maybe the greatest restaurant that God has ever given man. That the Monterey Ranch chicken sandwich with bacon in the ranch dressing, lettuce, tomato, and a slice of Monterey Jack-ish like cheese on a soft bun while eaten in a Mazda Navajo you had financed on the way to a house you couldn't afford, but you had somehow figured out how to pay for that month, was a great joy. America's a collection of minutes. It's a collection of cigarette breaks. It's a collection of finding a bathroom in a mall. It's a collection of shitting. It's a collection of lost friendships, unrequited loves, opportunities you didn't take, failures, small successes, broken families, bitter, horrible, nasty, hopeless people that all come together every 4th of July to eat. That's what America is. There's something beautiful about it. America's industrial parks, our most beautiful places in America, our national parks, have become playgrounds for killers to murder people who go seek out their majestic beauty. America means that the government may kidnap your children and try to turn them into sex slaves or assassins mind control victims and brainwash them. But at the end of the day, Entenmann's is a good cake. And everyone likes it. I do. America to me is about telling your children to go to college so that they can go and haze other kids and kill them. That's what America means to me. America to me means you can start a podcast with your friend and end up on an FBI watch list. America to me means you can move to the greatest city in America, Austin, Texas, and live there in 100-degree swamp heat for a year because it's a truly moving experience. America means the great comedy clubs, the Comedy Store, the Comedy Cellar, the Stand, and others will be full of young children. And by young children, I mean 41-year-olds trying to make it as a buffoon. That's beautiful. America to me means that one of our most American sports, golf, will, like everything else, eventually be owned by the Saudis. That's what America means to me. It's a great country. It's a beautiful place. I'm happy to be here, but I would go anywhere else. You understand? That's what America means to me. I've been incredibly blessed to live here. I've met some of the most interesting people in my business and other businesses. And I've realized that they're not that interesting. And that's a blessing. That's a blessing. I've met some of the wealthiest people in the world, some of the most powerful people in the world. And I'll tell you right now, there's nothing more fun than doing cocaine with your friend in the back of a rental car. That's America to me. America to me comes down to 3 words. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth because someone else is talking. And that person is smarter than you, or at least they've robbed more people. America to me is about endless options for pancakes. So many different types of fluffy pancakes that you can put your head on and sleep. America to me is about the chalky taste that a pharmaceutical leaves as it slides down your throat, headed to your bloodstream to make it all better. America means finding your child OD'd in the bathroom. Getting the Narcan out and reviving them so they live to rob you one more time. That's what America means. Never give up. Never surrender. We have a beautiful and very, very disgusting country. And I'm proud to live here. I'm proud of all of our problems, our school shootings, our tent cities. They are our greatest strengths. It's all a matter of perspective. That's what America means to me. America means to me sitting at a bar next to someone, and I've done this, where you're doing shots and their 11-year-old child walks in crying and says, "Daddy, please come home." And he goes, "You're not old enough to be in here. You have to leave. Okay, little angel? Daddy'll be home soon." And then the mother comes in and she goes, "How can you sit there as a man while your daughter cries and asks for you to come home?" And he says, "Bitch, get the fuck out of my face." And she leaves. And then he looks at me and he goes, "She's very selfish." And I said, "I think she is." And he goes, "Would you like to split an order of clams?" That's what America means to me. What a selfish bitch. Whatever America means to you out there, I don't care. Doesn't mean anything to me. All I ask is that you keep listening to our show and keep paying us. Whatever else you do, whatever genocides you commit, just know that all we care about is that you support us. You can beat your wife. You can torture your children. You could be like Jenny's dad and Forrest Gump, just rape them all. But if you buy our products, if you buy tickets to see me and you support our Patreon, oh, like they say in the opening scene of The Wire, it's America, man. It's America. So, with all of that, our show is exclusively moving to Saudi Spotify. It will be available only in the country of Saudi Arabia. And they're giving us $100 million. The most American thing I could think of to do would be to sell this podcast to Saudi Arabia. The most American thing I could do would be to open this podcast next week sitting in full Saudi garb from a palace in Riyadh. And don't think I won't do it. Don't think for a minute that I won't do it. Oh, Christ, I'll do it. That is the most American thing that I can do. It's the most American thing I can do. It's really the most American thing I can do. Because it's a country about the future. It's not about the past. It's not about, oh, the government did 9/11. It's what are they going to do next? It's about the future. You can't lose yourself. You have to always focus on the great things that are coming our way. My father said something to me that was very brilliant, and it meant a lot to me. We were driving once, and he said to me, he said, "Son, never overestimate your worth." He said, "You're not that special, and anything you can do, someone else can probably do." And I always remembered that. I always remembered that. I think it made a lot of sense. He said to me one day, "Me and your mother, it's not that we don't love each other. It's that we don't love each other anymore. We're ending this marriage." You know, listen, it's no secret that I don't speak to a lot of my family, and that's okay. It doesn't mean much. It doesn't mean anything, you know? But that's what America is. America's about family. America's about family. That's what America's about. It's a big we're a big, wacky family. We're a big, wacky family. And my mother has always been, pretty honest with me about this country. She's always been honest. She said to me, "You're too fat to be on television consistently." She said, "If you dye your hair, someone may give you enough money to fix your teeth." And she said, "Barack Obama's a Muslim." Now, my mother's a great American story because she started out as a weeky-watchy mermaid in Florida. She spent years as a surfer, then having me, and then was a swim teacher. And now she ends as a paranoid schizophrenic locked away in a room. But if we only knew about live streaming, Ma, oh, God, the money you could have made. The money Ma could have made if we just knew about live streaming. Because, man, Mommy would have fucking lit up those super chats. Mommy would have live streamed her way right out. It's a question of timing. It's unfortunate. Do you have anything to add before we get out of here?
No, that was beautiful.
Yes.
That was absolutely beautiful.
It's almost like I'm the one that should talk. This guy took him into homeownership. He doesn't own anything. He owns a sick dog. Kill it. Everyone, I hope you enjoy your 4th of July. I hope you remember what made this country great. Fraud, murder, and cool shit. Cool shit. We've got cool shit here. Got cool shit. People come here, they go, that's pretty cool. Be cool. Smoke, drink, use drugs. Make a lot of money. Die very young. Kill others. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, my favorite couple. I think they're my favorite couple. And the reason that I like Prince Harry and Meghan Markle so much is that they prove to me that we have a deep need and a desire for a certain type of celebrity. I don't know where this comes from. It's certainly something that is deeply ingrained in our psyche. We like and love these types of people. We like high profile, glossy, people that are vapid and don't have much going on in their heads, but think they do. Like they are under the impression they have big thoughts. Big thoughts. Like Meghan and Harry, I've listened to both of them talk. Garden variety retards. Both of them. She's hot. He's royal. But garden variety morons. Either one of them. Just their level of eloquence. Like I'm an eloquent person. You may hate me. Many do. But I'm eloquent. I have a certain amount of intelligence that I convey with the broadcast. Twice a week, once here, once on Patreon. I watched Meghan and I watched Harry. They were using their emotion to cover up the fact that they were not smart. They were not too smart. And they were, obviously, it was an emotionally charged interview because they had just left the country. They had found out that the royal family is racist, which was shocking. Up until now, they had only thought that the royal family had murdered Harry's mother. But upon finding out that in addition to murdering Harry's mother, they were also quite insensitive on the topic of race. No good. Up until that point, you said, well, they're just an Illuminati death cult that drink blood and live for 1,000 years and have murdered my fiance's mother. But we're going to give them a shot and let's see how evolved they are. And it turns out they're not too evolved. And I watched the Oprah interview, and we talked about it on the show. They're just not bright. So like many people, but they believe they are bright. They say the right things. They're like, there are so many people in the world without. Yes, there are so many people in the world without, which is why we have to come to Los Angeles and live in a beautiful mansion with round-the-clock security. We got to get a deal at Netflix and make documentaries about people that are fucked. That's what it is. They want to be on Netflix and make documentaries about people with cleft palates. That's kind of the direction they're heading in. Just like the Obamas who got a Netflix deal who should not have. No politician should get an overall with Netflix. This should be a line in the sand. Nobody.
They have a production company too. That's
well, why not?
Yeah.
They're probably doing The Activist.
Yeah.
If you doubt for a minute that by the way, with no backlash, if there was no backlash, Meghan Markle is on episode 3 of The Activist talking about racial sensitivity training and the need to do it, or the need to get rid of horses in Central Park or whatever pet cause that episode 3 happened to be about. Meghan Markle would be on talking about it. She's a Hollywood actress, means she's ambition. She has ambition. Actors are stupid people. They're not smart. Very few of them are intelligent. And the ones that are intelligent are much, much older. Young actors are, and we know many of them, they're insanely dumb to where it's noticeable. Have you ever been with someone who's so dumb it's noticeable, where you look at someone else as if to be in disbelief at what this person is doing? If you had lunch with Meghan Markle, you'd be stunned at how dumb she was. Not because she's black, because I wouldn't think she was black if I looked at her, because she's an actress who was on the show Suits. Okay? She's an actress. Harry is an idiot. He's an idiot for 2 reasons. Number 1, he signed up to fight in the Afghanistan war. That was a dumb move. You're a fucking prince. What are you doing that shit for? Number 2, I know it's heroic, I guess, after 9/11, but I think he signed up years after that.
That's hilarious.
And number 2, he still believes in this dumb story that the paparazzi killed his mom. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe just. So she gets him to leave his family. She goes, why do we want to stay here? And I get it. I'm for them. Why do we want to stay here? They're racist. The weather sucks. The food shit. Let's go to L.A. We'll eat sushi by the pool every day, and we'll make documentaries about people with cleft palates. He goes, well, is it when their face is all? Yes. She goes, and then every now and then we'll fly one of them over, we'll clean up their face, and we'll take them to Disneyland. But we got to get out of the UK, and we got to come to the U.S., and we're going to go on Oprah, and then every idiot in America, but they're mad at rich people. Not our kind of rich people. She goes, I'm kind of black, and you're an idiot. So and you're willing to be emasculated. So you just sit there and eat your own cock on TV. I'll tell Oprah that they were chasing me around the Royal Palace with nooses, and then Netflix will open up a suitcase full of money, and we'll go do documentaries about kids with cleft palates. Is it like where their lip is in their nose? Yes. Yes. Just Google it, Harry. So that's what went on. And I liked them. I used to not like them. I have a new thing now for the holidays. I believe everyone and I love everyone. This is positive me. I've been too cynical for too long, but I survived COVID. And other than having 7 or 8 skin rashes at any given time, I'm relatively healthy. And Norm just died. We're losing people. You never know how long you get. So I've decided to love everyone and embrace. I have embraced these 2 clowns. I like them. Yes, they're grifters. Yes, they're deeply unserious, and they're not that bright, but I respect how far they've gotten. So I am saying yes to them, whereas in the past I would have said no. I would have said, no, they're exploiting, they're this and that. Oh, shut up. Who cares? They're here, and it's fun. Watching people fawn over them. We like royalty. We love it. We like rich people. Stop pretending you don't like rich people. Stop pretending. The people that tweet about Marxism all day then talk about how much they love the Real Housewives. You just can't quit it. And nobody is a realer housewife than Meghan Markle, who married this ginger retard and took him out of his racist family so that they could live in Beverly Hills or wherever the fuck they live and make documentaries about people without hands on Netflix. Netflix, by the way, who's committed to just giving these people anything they want whenever they want.
They're making a cartoon.
What is the cartoon about?
It's called Pearl.
Yes.
It's about a young girl who is inspired by influential women in history and counts David Furnish and Liz Garbus among its executive producers. I guess that's it. The Adventures of a 12-year-old girl who's inspired by influential women in history. The series is currently in development. That's all the information we have.
That's it?
She's on a journey of self-discovery as she tries to overcome life's daily challenges, says
Well,
Markle.
that sounds great. Good for her, man. Do you know how many actresses that do a show like Suits just get thrown out in the street
It's true.
afterwards?
Yeah.
Meghan Markle parlayed that into a fucking royal wedding, and then a year in or a couple of years in said, fuck that shit, and left. And I'm not saying the royal family was not racist to her. I'm sure they were, but that also didn't start when she got there. They didn't become racist. She knew, it started probably early on when they confused her for the help 9 times. They're probably ordering tea from her. An exciting tale that weaves together fantasy and history, Pearl focuses on a young girl who learns to step into her own power when she embarks on a heroic adventure and meets important women from history along the way. We're excited to develop this animated series with our partners at Archwell Productions and Story Syndicate.
They're Archwell Productions. That's who
Okay.
they are, yeah.
Archwell Productions. So you know what this is going to be? Pearl's going to go back. There's going to be a scene where Pearl's like, who are you? My name is Harriet. Harriet who? Harriet Tubman. We got a railroad. And you go, oh my God, this is the Underground Railroad? Yes, it is. This is so amazing. I can't believe it. You're so brave and strong. Yes, I am, child. But I'm not nearly as brave and strong as Meghan Markle. Who's that? She was an actress on Suits. It's a TV show. Yeah? She married Prince Harry. The son of that woman they killed in the thing, in the tunnel, and they said the press did it, but it was because she was going to marry Dodi Al-Fayed. He was Muslim. It's a whole thing. It's oil, Saudi Arabia, whatever. You got to follow Cynthia McKinney on Twitter. What? Anyway, I'm just saying. Yes, where's Cynthia McKinney at the Met Gala, by the way? That all she did was talk about 9/11 all day. Where's she?
Where is she?
Where's she? Well, here's what I'm saying, child. I'm saying that I may be brave, but the bravest person ever is Meghan Markle. Thank you. I'm excited for that show. I'll never get another special on anything ever again. I will, my special will be on petboys.com. I mean, it will be it will be so far. Every day I hear about another executive who genuinely hates me, who brings me up by name in meetings that they do not like me. We're selling so many tickets. With this show's gotten so massive, and the offers have been slim to none. But that's okay. And then people ask you, they go, "Do you think I'll do a special?" I go, "I don't know. Maybe I'll do it." Reach out. Let's reach out to Harry and Meghan's. Let's call my agent right now on the air and ask him if he can reach out. Let's see if he answers. Hey, quick question. I know it's late. You're probably, I figured you were up with the kid. Do we think that there's any way that Archwell Productions might produce my special? That's the production company founded by Meghan Markle and Prince Harry.
Your tweet about that was amazing.
No, but I mean, can we get me a meeting? Like, I think I should get a meeting with them.
I love it. Why not? We should. You know what we should do is we should try over email, and then I'll forward you the emails, and you can post it or whatever. Let's just
do that. Do that.
See what they actually say.
You know, please pursue this, please. All right, thank you, brother. Get some sleep. That's what I like him because he'll get fired too.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. You know what I mean? I mean, with his clients, I mean, he could do his job, out of a rehab. You could just sit in a Archewell Productions. I want the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Does anyone not like this idea though? Seriously, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge present Tim Dillon.
I love it. It's great. We could do it over there. We go overseas and do it.
No, they're here.
Oh, right. We do it here.
But we can't go there anymore because they're racist.
Right.
Because they're racist there. They came to a country with no racism, America. Because the royal family was so racist, they came to a place where we have the least racist organization in America right here in the city, the LAPD.
Mm-hmm.
No, none of this was a plot. This was all well thought out. Made sense. Is it like with the cleft palate? Is it like they bit an apple but it got stuck? Please Google it for him, someone. All right. Are we going to see Oprah? Can I meet Lizzo? Stop asking me questions. You're really fucking annoying me today. Okay, we're Skyping right now with the leader of fucking some country we're about to demolish for a TV show. Archewell Productions. These people have me whacked. They'll have me done Diana style. They will do me in Diana style.
Yeah, they'll whack you.